Hello everyone, greetings. I'm Dr. Miyoka. Welcome to Retracing My Africa in the Diaspora. Guys, karibu sana. If you're new here to my channel, feel at home. And if you're returning to watch again one of my videos, I'm so grateful, guys, for your loyalty. I appreciate it so much. Guys, for those of you who know me, excuse me, you know that I've been traveling. I posted a video to say that I had been traveling to the United States of America. So I got a lot of jet lag, guys. I got so tired to the point where I really couldn't do any videos. I have been resting like for the last week or so. And so today I came to do this video because I've really been wanting to do this video on the art of waiting. So if you are one of those people that are still waiting on your diversity visa, you're waiting on the State Department to give you a positive feedback regarding your application, or those sorts of things, your second notification letter, that type of stuff, this video is for you. You may find it beneficial. I'm not going to be talking about policy, guys. I'm not talking about the US and immigration policy. Today, I want to talk about faith and how faith can be very instrumental in such a time as this, in this season, as you wait for your applications to come through, as you believe God for this opportunity to go through. Okay, that's what I'm going to be talking about. So if this is something that interests you, by all means, stick around. Yeah, so guys, we all have to wait in life. There's so many things that we want, and sometimes you're not going to get all these things at once. You have to wait. And waiting is never an easy thing to do. It's never easy, especially right now. For those of you who are waiting for your documentation in order to travel to the US, it's never easy because you're waiting without knowing what's really happening in the background. And when you wait for long and you're waiting with uncertainty, it can really create negative emotions in a person sometimes. And what I mean is that you can end up feeling worried or anxious or restless or even hopeless and despondent if you think that this might not even pan out well for you. Yeah, especially if you have a low case number and they've never reached out to you, and you just start thinking so many things in your mind. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about negative emotions. You could even start having insomnia and not be able to sleep well at night. You can have a lot of negative emotions going on inside you because you really want your application to go through, and then you can start planning yourself and immigrate. And when this is not falling into place as you had hoped it would, then you start to feel these things. And so I'm here to tell us, guys, that you have to have a strategy. Guys, you have to have a strategy that will help you cope with these sorts of emotions if they come, and just deal with the waiting in a more positive way. Okay, so that's really why I'm here to share this. And for those of you who are new here, I'm sharing this because I myself went through a similar process of waiting when I applied for the green card, and it wasn't easy. But I found things and strategies to cope with my waiting. Yeah, and that's why I wanted to do this video, to share with you my experiences. So guys, I want to just remind us all that the Bible in the book of Philippians chapter 4 tells us not to be anxious for anything. I'm just going to read it out to you. I have this written down here. It says in Philippians 4:6, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Okay, that's what the book of Philippians tells us, not to be anxious. Yeah, and I'll come back to this verse later on. I want to move on to the same book, Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, which says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things. Okay, so you see, the book of Philippians, we're being told to focus on certain things. okay, in terms of our thought process, to think on positive things, lovely things, pure things, just things, true things, honest things, not to think on those things that are negative. Because if we think negatively, then it will definitely impact on our well-being, and it'll also affect our faith. And if our faith is affected, how are we gonna realize the things that we hope to realize in life? Okay, so we have to think positively. Yeah, in this situation, in this circumstance that you're in, guys. And before I even go, I'm going to talk about 4 or 5 points that you need to exercise in order to help you manage. But before I begin that, guys, I want to remind us, brothers and sisters, that we must submit ourselves to God's will. Yeah, we must submit ourselves to God's will. And when I talk about submitting to God's will, what do I mean? I just mean that you need to be in a place where you allow God to do. Let him be in the driver's seat. You don't control the situation. You actually don't have control. So let the Lord be in the driver's seat, and just give everything to him. You just submit to him and say, Lord, I have given you everything. You take this driver's seat. You go ahead and do what you need to do, and I am just going to exercise my faith and follow. Yeah, because there are times when you're just in a situation where what are you gonna do? You can't control anything. You don't know when, maybe the State Department, you don't know when they will reach back out to you. You don't know if they will reach back out to you. You don't know if you're going to get the money you need to do your vaccines, to get the paperwork you need, or all of these things. So very often your best deal is just submit all of what you are planning to do in God's capable hands. Guys, when I was in Nairobi, I'm not telling you anything I wasn't doing. I was doing this when I was in Kenya. When I was back in Kenya, I really submitted myself to God. I did that. I just got to a point where I was feeling like, you know what? I don't have control over this situation. And I exercised my faith a lot. So now, having said that, let me now move on to the points that I wanted us to, learn today. Number one, so the art of waiting. Number one, wait with faith. Okay? Wait with faith. And if somebody is going to be out there asking me, what is faith? I'm going to give you a definition. It's coming from the book of Hebrews chapter 11. Guys, by the way, I encourage us to read this book. If you have time, read the entire book of Hebrews. You will learn a lot about faith. But here, I'm just going to be reading you the first verse only. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Yeah. When you have faith, you believe in something that you cannot see with the naked eye. Yeah. You just have faith. You just believe that this thing, it's going to happen. And you are so convinced in your heart that nobody else can even challenge your faith. You completely believe, even if you cannot see with the naked eye that which you think is going to happen. Yeah. You really even believe that it has already happened in the spirit, and it's just going to manifest itself in the physical world. Yeah. So we really need to wait with faith. And when you have faith in something, it helps to minimize those feelings of anxiety and worry. It does. And another thing is, as you're waiting, point number 2, delight yourself in the law of the Lord. And what does that mean? Meditate on God's word. Yeah. One of my favorite verses, guys, is the book of Psalms chapter 1. If you read Psalms chapter 1, it's about, King David. King David is talking about the way that one ought to live. And I really, really, really love this verse. It starts with, blessed is the man, let me read this. Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, yeah? Or stand in the way of sinners, or sit in the seat of mockers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord. That's why I want us to pay attention. His delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. You see? And then he goes on to say at verse 3, he says, he is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields fruits in its season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever he does prospers. Yeah, if you have time, read Psalms 1 as well. You see, whatsoever he does prospers. So we're being told, don't walk in the counsel of the wicked. Be very careful what you're doing in this season. Be careful what you're doing and who you're keeping company with. And on top of that, meditate on the Lord's word. This is very critical. Spend time, quiet moments somewhere where you're reading God's word, learning and understanding him. Okay? That's my point number 2. So we're now going to point number 3. In point number 3, exalt the Lord's name. Praise his name. This is critical, guys. Praise is so critical. I don't even know how to say this. I underscore it, you people. You need to be in a place where you are exalting the name of the Lord. And don't be shy or embarrassed. Just do it. It will bring you victory. I don't know how many of you have watched a video I posted. I want to say sometime last year, I talked about, how to pray for a green card. And I believe I did talk about praise and the children of Israel, they were given direction to praise and to surround Jericho. And the walls of Jericho came down because of praise. So that's why I'm saying it's a critical aspect of our faith to praise his name. I will direct you to Psalms, the book of Psalms 145 from verse 1 to 2. And it says, this is David, I will exalt you, my God, the King. I will praise your name forever and ever. Every day I will praise you and extol your name forever and ever. And if you read, the book of Psalms, different Psalms, David is always talking about praising the name of the Lord. Yeah. So this is serious, guys. I remember when I was back in Kenya, I am a Catholic. So I go to a church in Nairobi City. It's called the Holy Family Basilica. It's right in the middle of the CBD, I guess. And usually I like to sit where I sit. I'm always sitting at the same place all the time. It's much closer to the altar, but across from the choir. And you guys know how Catholics sing so well. So for me, when I see the choir start to sing, I'm always looking at them from across. And when they start to belt out those songs, I am just singing along with them loudly. I'm never shy about it. I just exalt the Lord with all my heart. And so when I'm sitting with anybody on the pew, they will just be like, okay, she's okay, let's sing along. Yeah. And then they sing along with me. Although I used to be in the choir before, guys. So I know 1 or 2 things about singing. And that's the reason why I'm saying, guys, praise the Lord. Praise his holy name. Wherever you are, whether you are at work, in the bathroom having a shower, wherever you are, sing to the Lord. Sing to the Lord a new song. And as you're singing, God is moving things for you. You'll not believe it. Yeah, so now that's point 3 done. I'm moving on to point 4, thanksgiving. And this can go hand in hand with point 3. So exalting the Lord and also giving him thanks. It's very important for us to give gratitude to God for all that he has done for us. Just be grateful. Be grateful for the day. Lord, I'm so grateful for this beautiful day that you have given us. Thank you for the gift of life, that I am alive. Thank you that I made it into 2025. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity that I am getting ready to immigrate to the United States of America by your righteous right hand. You did this. I am so grateful. I give you all the glory and honor. You give thanks. And so instead of being preoccupied with what's happening with my case, you're giving thanks. And so as you give thanks, as you exalt his name, things are happening for you in the spirit. Okay? Yeah, so that's what I would encourage us to do. Yeah. We give thanks. I'm just thinking of this song. We give thanks. We give praise. For we know that all things work together for our good. I don't know how many of you guys know this song, but yeah, all things work together for our good. So we give thanks to God. And as we give thanks, He is opening the doors, He is moving things for us in the Spirit. And number 5, which is my last point, guys, preoccupy yourself. I did a short earlier. Preoccupy yourself. Find meaningful things to do, to keep yourself busy. Yeah, so that you don't have time to worry. You don't have time for worry. You don't have time for anxiousness. You don't have time to be restless. You're keeping yourself busy. When you're busy, your mind is preoccupied. So you don't have that time to now start thinking about, oh, am I really gonna go? Are they really gonna reach out? Will my this happen and that? You're not thinking any of that. You're just keeping busy. If it's work, you're keeping busy with work. If it's with children, you're keeping busy with caregiving for your kids, or you're carrying on with some other activity. But either way, you're keeping yourself busy. And as you keep busy and you're exercising your faith and you're delighting yourself in the law of the Lord, you're exalting the Lord's name, you're giving thanks, all of these things will work out for your good, guys. Yeah, so I have come to the end of my presentation. I wanted to be very focused. I didn't want to veer off track because I know many of you have busy lives and you may not have time to go on with a long video. So thank you for listening, guys. And I pray that things work out for you in a way that you hope for. Yeah. If you're listening to this video, I want to also say to you, remember to submit yourself to the law of the Lord. Submit to God. Don't force issues. Just let the Lord have His way. Let His will be done. And it will all be well. Yes. So that is the message I came to share with you guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I would love to have you here. Thank you so much. May the Lord bless and enrich you and yours. Bye-bye.